Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'll call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Well, good afternoon, and welcome everybody in attendance and everybody on Channel 97. Today's meeting, I would like to start out by introducing Mary Jo McElwain, our newest board member. She'll be a great asset to our team.
Thank you, everyone. I want to thank the board for selecting me as their new director. And I also want to assure the residents here that I will do my very best to maintain our community and to be vigilant about our financials, and hope you give us all your support. Thank you very much.
Just briefly on what we're going to discuss today in today's meeting, we're going to discuss the dog park opening, which is going to happen on the 2nd of September. In the back of the room are the applications that they'll start receiving on September 2nd in the main office. So the applications are in the back of the room now, and they'll be at the main office tomorrow morning as well to pick up, so you can start filling those out. Today we'll be discussing the 2026 budget. We're working very hard on that right now, and we'll give you some updates on that. We'll update you on the tower clock and its progress. The main clubhouse front doors to be replaced. There'll be an update today for that. New bingo policies and procedures. We'll update you on where we're going with that. Advisory board protocols starting next month. We have a new procedure for the advisory board protocol. The Cheers Bar RFP, there'll be an update on that, and we'll discuss tomorrow's town hall meeting. Today we'll be announcing at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, this board has created an RFP, and it'll be going out to bid for a new HOA management company. Today we'll be discussing Brown & Brown. We're going to be signing a letter of intent. Working very, very hard for the community. You're up?
Oh, I'm up?
Homeowner comment.
Homeowner comment?
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
I was expecting to do something first, but I guess not. Give me a second.
You need a minute? I can put somebody.
Thought I was doing something else first, but I guess I'm not. That's okay. Got it. Can I do it right after this? You know what it is?
I do not, but go for it anyway.
Employee of the month?
Sure.
Okay, I'll do this part of it first. So, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Michelle Walter, Community Awareness. So I just wanted to let you know, Tuesday, September 2nd, from 1 to 3 in the main ballroom, we were going to have Loma Linda Pharmacy coming in, and she's going to do a presentation. She is the pharmacist there. And staying safe with medications, what every adult should know about their medications, how to keep them safe, how to keep people away from them, and making sure you don't take too much. The next thing is, Sherry Flynn is not here. Okay, then I'll give a little information. Banning PD had 5 truckloads of number 3 and 4. That has been cleared out. And I also wanted to let you know that Opportunity Village is still in business. They are still in business, and I talked to Faith in Action today, and Faith in Action is also helping and making sure that the homeless are getting taken care of. So I think that's a really great thing that we should make sure that the PD and everybody else thank the PD for that. One other thing, Blue Zones, you know I'm involved in Blue Zones. They're having a cooking demo on healthy eating here in Sun Lakes on October 14th from 11 to 2 in the South Clubhouse. There will be I talked to Rachel, and we'll see what goes on with that we can get a Blue Zone menu approved here in Sun Lakes. Whew, thank you. They are a fantastic team that works well together and is always willing to help each other out when needed. The hard work that this team puts in is only scratching the surface on what a great team this is. In my 13 years of being here at Sun Lakes, I have seen the loyalty and honesty of this crew. The average tenure is 12.5 years of service, with 7 staff members over 25 years here in Sun Lakes. That's awesome. The crew has found many golf clubs, head covers throughout the years, and has always made sure to make it get back home to the Mark Hirschfield.
Thank you very much for recognizing the Golf Course Maintenance Department. It's our pleasure, again, to take care of the properties and to take care of the residents. Thank you for this.
Wendy Henderson Ditchfield.
Was driving over to the admin office, went through the polls thinking he could do it, not trying to do anything wrong, and a gentleman screamed at him, "You get out of here! You don't belong here!" This poor guy was shaking in his car, and I said, "Sir, I'll show you where the handicap parking is for the admin building." But he was so shaken, and a new resident just coming here to get his sticker. Security and staff have expressed to me and many others going to bingo that they are allowed to park over by the pickleball courts, even though it says golf cart parking only. So we started parking there. 4 cars got their windshield wipers moved up. 4 cars received notices from whoever this person is that you are not allowed to park here, and I've sent your name to security, and they're going to send you a citation. 4 cars, not just me, 4 people. Another elderly woman with a walker was. I'm tired of people saying that they've contacted security when security already knows. 3 parking spots over, but have you ever counted how many people walk in with walkers to bingo? Or who walk into any kind of organized thing and understand that you've got a handicapped elevator here for people in wheelchairs? Yet you have not had for years. And I have asked board members, I have asked security, I have asked over and over, and I asked Jason Ewalls. Jason, hello? Okay, and you've never responded. No, you didn't respond to me. No, you have never responded. And this is the kind of treatment that happens. He has responded to another gentleman in bingo. But this, we have to educate people within this community to know that handicapped people with license plates aren't just there for the fun of it. My husband has fallen 24 times in the last 3 weeks. I park there for his safety. The other people that park there, 99% of them park there for their safety. And we are a senior community who should love each other, be kind to each other, and respect each other, whether we have a handicap or not. Thank you.
I have spoken to him
Sue?
a long time ago on that. So.
Good afternoon. My name is Sue Savage. I have 2 pieces of information I'd like to share with you. One is the Planning Commission meeting is on Wednesday at 5:30. You should plan on coming. They want to discuss Sunset Crossroads yet again. with the 10 warehouses and the high-density housing right next to Sun Lakes and Sunset Cross. So if you're not busy at 5:30, plan on showing up, because it is about the number of people who show up that make the difference. So if you want to impact Sun Lakes, please do. The second piece of information I have is I don't believe, raise your hands if you think that we're a country club. Oh, raise your hands if you think we're an HOA. We are not both. We are a homeowners association. As a homeowners association, we get tax exempt status. As a country club, we pay income tax. So we get tax exempt status because we're a homeowners association. That means we're not in business. That means we're a homeowners association. Not in business. That means we are not a rental agency. So I'm going to look at you guys straight in the eye. If you think you're going to rent something out there, I would definitely do it if you want, but I will turn you into the IRS, who will evaluate whether or not we're a rental agency and we will start paying taxes, or we're a homeowners association and we won't. Up to you guys.
Ken Johnson.
Pretty dry. That's fine with me.
Ma'am, as soon as Mr. Johnson's done.
Master Board, FSR, CCL, residents here, and on 97. In July, our Master Board meeting, we were not offered the opportunity to speak on an agenda item. I realized that Joe Galino was new to conducting this meeting, and I was sad that I could not speak on opening up garage sales. I would have suggested this item be pulled from the agenda, and we should try to obtain more resident input before it was brought back to the Master Board. In our May Master Board meeting, I had suggested putting on the April ballot to try to get more input from our residents. We really need to develop a standard community input process for items that should have residential feedback. I'd like to provide some constructive feedback or questions that residents may be wanting to ask the Master Board but could not be here today. What happened to implementing the OPA governing policy? Is this project going to be where we spent and be written off as, oh well, that didn't work? How do we plan to spend the spectrum door fee of $1,663,500? I haven't heard yet the game plan. Will the money be used to strengthen our financials, improve operational deficiencies, to meet residential expectations? Is CCL on budget? If not, how much are they over budget? And what is their game plan to get back on budget? How do you plan to deal with our cash flow shortfalls and paying back FSR for owed payroll dollars? I'm pleased to hear that there was an RFT team put together. I didn't quite understand about the HOA RFP, but I'd like to be able to have the RFP, your final draft, sent out in a time window that residents could help provide some feedback. I think it would be important that you obtain other feedback from residents before sending out such a critical RFP. Finally, will we have a town hall meeting to provide feedback to the final draft of the 2026 budget, where we're going to vote before you vote it on the Master Board? We used to have a session where we could provide and understand the budget before it was voted on. Remember, it takes a community to build a community. Thank you.
I apologize for forgetting one other comment. I have already contacted an assemblyman's field rep about getting an attorney to sue Sun Lakes for the consistent lack of paying attention to handicap rights. So I'm going to ask you to really think about all the things that take place here, like you moving the handicap parking from the front of the building further out so that people have to walk for a much longer distance to get into the building, and the fact that people have to go from the front of the building all the way through to get to the sandwich or the dining room. You're not doing your job when so many people in this community are handicapped by virtue of it being that way. So I'm saying to you, you tell me, do I need to take legal action, or will you genuinely change the way you look at things? Not have board members scream at me, not have board members threaten other people trying to come in, not board members, but community members threatening people trying to come into the building. The last part of it was that Jason Ewald sent a memo back to Frank Olivas. He said, I've talked to the person and I don't think they'll do it again. Well, that was a week ago, okay? That person was back over here threatening the lady again yesterday, all right? So what you all as a board have done is punish me, the victim, when I've had things happen to me. But it's a verbal warning when somebody else has attempted to make threats against 4 other individuals, cars, and property. There's something wrong there.
Okay, reports, Executive General Manager.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a little PowerPoint just over some quick items to talk about for projects that we are currently working on. Jason's going to put that up. If I can have your attention at the main screen up there. Not the treasurer's report, that's Gary. I can help Gary. Gary, let's start. Oh, okay.
I need help.
Let's do it. Okay, so first off, welcome everyone. I missed the last meeting, but we're back at it today. I've got some other presentations later on in the meeting talking about dog park, but first I'll start off with the main clubhouse automatic door. This project off and on past 5 years, the board approved the project to move forward on accordion style doors for the main clubhouse. Similar to what's at the south clubhouse, but it will have the wood, the faux wood look to kind of replicate what is there, is existing right now. That should, number one, address the issues with the doors locking open or not working. The poor people who have to sell See's candy or the receptionist, Chelsea, either cold in the winter or hot during the summer because all the air blows out. That's finally going to be addressed. So we're looking at that probably 30 to 60 day timeline, but we are moving forward on that. Board has approved that. It's great news. We're currently working on the intrusion detection equipment and cameras for the association. So what is this? Well, right now we're looking at quotes from different companies that can purchase the product and install perimeter intrusion detection. Those are sensors that can tell when somebody's hopping the fence, cutting the fence. Also, we're looking at cameras that could then be placed at the gates that would replace the RFID stickers. That would be a help. It would read your license plate. It'd be a great opportunity. You don't have to worry about, did I wash my car 5 times and now the sticker's peeling off? We move toward technology. Again, there's a trend here of using and looking at technology to help efficiencies and the effectiveness of some of our controls. We are also street sign. We're finally addressing the street name signs. You've probably already seen that start. We came through Gate 1, working on the sub-association there, and we're moving throughout the community. Hopefully by November, all street sign name signs will be replaced. So finally you can tell your friends who are coming to visit you, this is the street I live on, and they'll actually be able to see the street, not like some that's been wiped away. I know safety committees talked about that in the past. We're getting it done. Pavement management plan for 2025 in the roadwork. So the plan has been received by the board. We will be posting that online. An RFP process will begin because first you have to do the plan, which is for the next 5 years. What are we going to do? What does each street entail? And then put it in a 5-year plan of this is the timeline to do it. That timeline was received, the streets were identified, and the RFP process will begin. Hoping now that we're looking at an October timeline to get those streets addressed. That will be posted online, and I will be giving an update to the Delegate Assembly at their next meeting. The installation of the sound acoustic panels. The panels are ready to be installed. The issue is now that we're going to need to work and schedule with CCL on the timing for that installation. Because unlike where we did the sprinklers and just had to close part of the lounge, we actually have to close this main bar area here because there's going to be the panels above the bar. So we're working out with them on scheduling a time that they can be closed. We can get that installed. Right now, the tentative completion date is the end of September. Now, dog park, that's been the buzz around the community right now. Tonight, we'll be reading the first rules. I'll do a presentation on that. Soft opening is on the 2nd of September. Review drought-tolerant plantings. This is an area on the golf course. Several areas have drought, 14 through 16, 9, 10, some other areas. So we've gone through and looking at areas, plants where they've died or the emitters are not working properly. Those have been addressed. And now we're working with the board on utilizing the current plant palette that was already in the works, planned, approved in the past, and looking to utilize that palette for new plantings. That will be the cost will be provided to the board. We're working on finalization of that plan and hope to get it before the board very soon. You might have noticed that the men's bathroom locker rooms are closed for repairs. And so what happened on that is the pans under the showers, there were some leaks. This has been a constant. There's a leak, we fix it, another leak, and it finally got to a point where we just have to rip out the items and renovate that area. We're looking at the end of September for the completion. The board is going to be getting quotes for the renovation. The demo has already begun. To address that, that's why we installed, for whatever reason, there was never an outside shower at the main clubhouse. The south and north had it. We do have that shower that is installed, and we'll be adding tiles as well to the outside shower. But we do need to renovate the men's bathroom. That is in progress right now. And yes, ladies, we will address the ladies' locker room as well. So that will be coming. Michelle's already going to ask a question about that. Next, I think we're already on golf tee box. Okay, golf tee box complex. So several things that the board has looked at that we have talked in the past about completing the bunkers, the back 9. Looking at tee boxes, complexes. Those are there are 3 holes that, looking at that. But also, we're going to be getting quotes if the board were to say, no, we're going to wait on this, but we want to address the par 3 white tee boxes and fix those, address those on the championship course. We're going to be getting quotes on that. We'll have the plans for the construction complex, the 3 complexes, next Tuesday, as well as the back 9 bunkers to get costs. Hopefully that will come back by the end of September so the board can review that and make a decision at that time. A lot of things that we've been working on kind of behind the scenes. Joe recommended, and this will continue, that every board meeting will give you an update on these projects. Another one, smart property development. The board has moved forward to the 21st century. This is great. The reserve study. So what will happen is our reserve study will be a living document, and that we can start doing what-if analysis on it. We can start tracking the expenditures on certain things to track over time. And think of it as a database that you can utilize to inventory all your assets, which we currently do, but it's an archaic Excel spreadsheet method. This will now be a database, which means pull up the information, analyze to say, this is what we think in the next 2 years, if we were having to replace this, what effect does that have on the bottom line of our reserve ratio? So we have great news, the board approved that. First draft should be Friday, and then the training begins, because not only is it a reserve study, but it's also computer software that then you have to, the old adage, garbage in, garbage out. We have to make sure that as we input new data, we're doing it correctly, so the board and management can utilize the software to provide reports and updates on what is happening, what projects are we spending money on. Instead of having to compile an Excel spreadsheet, a couple of buttons, that report is issued. So great news, again, moving into the 21st century. On-site real estate office RFP. So we will be having a town hall, talking about that tomorrow, talking about what are the pros, cons that the community may express. So please, at 2 o'clock, we will have that here in the main ballroom here. Clock Tower Legacy Brick Program. So this is, again, you've seen, we're moving forward with a plan. The timeline, we're going to be finalizing that, and then that will be updated on the project worksheets as well as future board meetings and delegate meetings. But we are moving forward with that. With the bricks, the clock is on order. Bricks are selling. Remember, you can go to the pro shop and you can get your bricks there. You'll fill out a paper, what you would, your family name or what you would like on that. It's a great program. We look to that to continue into the future. Pool updates. Okay, several pool areas needed to be addressed per the county. The pool at the Fairway Villas, the spa at Lakeside 2, and the North Clubhouse Spa. Now these are little things as we're having, may or may not know, the contractor that was responsible for the pools was given notice 2 weeks ago that we're terminating that agreement and moving to another pool company to address our pools. Very interesting that as this is their last week, that some of these items came up as potential violations with the county. So we are going to be addressing that by Friday, and Mark Schleiden is working with the new vendor to ensure that this doesn't happen again, as well as working with the county to come back. All these little things have been fixed. If it's the latch is not on right or there's something loose, that has been addressed. South Clubhouse Pool is replacing the heater. That is why we have closed that. Looking at Friday because we want to get everything open by the holiday weekend. Okay, then on to budget 2020. What is that? I'm sorry, news flash. South Clubhouse Pool will be open Monday because we don't have it, correct? The heater will be in Saturday. Monday it should be open, knock on wood. Budget 2026, we are moving forward. The budget plan is and should be on the website. Ednan is going to confirm that. But it looks like this. You'll go to the budget. There should be a 2026 budget timeline. It's a PDF. That has been scheduled. Yes, we will have a town hall public workshop. That will be Thursday, September 25th in this room, 10 to 12. Similar to what we've done every year. We have the FAC, we have the board, we have the management company giving little presentations on their budget. That will continue. Management's working right now with the board to address potential increases and how technology can be deployed to increase efficiencies. Contract items like insurance and vendor agreements are under review by the board, and potential impacts that they may have on 2026, taking that into account with the budget. So more to come on that. I'll be giving updates at the forthcoming board meetings as well as delegate meetings. And with that, that completes my main report. I'd like to invite Securitas to provide their report as part of the GM update.
Good afternoon, FSR, board members, residents of Sun Lakes. My name is Mike. I'm your Director of Security. With me is Lieutenant Roman. This report is for the July 15th, August 15th period. We're going to go over the major incident review, which are the major incidents that we're focusing here on Sun Lakes, and these will be put on the website as well for the Sun Lakes residents to review. If you have any questions about what's being reported as well, you can make contact with me or my staff, and we can go over a few items if you'd like. The first one on the agenda is the number of police calls that were made for this period. We had reported 2 incidents that required officers to contact law enforcement. These calls involve situations where the activity exceeded security's authority to resolve, which includes individuals refusing to comply with security commands, a welfare-related incident that required law enforcement involvement. In both cases, the decision to involve police was appropriate and necessary to ensure the safety of residents and our staff. Our takeaway, calls to police remain infrequent but are still essential to safeguard when community safety is at risk. What this should prove to most of our residents is that we are and do have the ability to diffuse, resolve a lot of situations that happen here at Sun Lakes without having to make calls to the police department. Those calls are escalated depending on the situations that my officers encounter when they're out on the field. Safety is always our priority, not just for my staff, but for our residents. So police will be called depending on what the situation calls for. We do have a total of 5 confrontations that were reported on this report. Confrontations can extend from disputes to trespassers near the community access points, residents that are challenging each other over the use of facilities, or individuals questioning officers' authority during our patrol. None of these events required physical intervention, but one incident was elevated to law enforcement for additional support. Our officers will continue to rely on de-escalation practices and consistent body camera use to ensure accountability and transparency. My guys are trained on a regular basis on how to handle any type of situation or scenario. We are thoroughly documenting, not just through our reporting, but through our body cam footage as well. So thoroughness and efficiency is one of the key things that we like to take away with all of our experiences when we're out on the field. Another category that I'm going to touch base on is our suspicious activity reports. Suspicious activity was the most frequent and on our severe incident category. We had a total of 24 documented cases. The pattern remains consistent with previous months, with most events taking place after dark. Some of these examples are vehicles loitering near our gates or closed facilities, non-residents on foot in areas with limited visibility, residents reporting unfamiliar individuals near the clubhouses or outside of Sun Lake's perimeter walls during after hours. While none of these escalated to direct threats, they do represent a key category when vigilance is essential. We have increased patrol presence in most of our affected zones following each report or each incident that is being reported to us. What does that mean? We are very vigilant when it comes to spotting suspicious activity, and with the help that we've seen an increase with our district delegates and our residents proactively reporting stuff to our security staff, we've been on top of a lot of those calls, and we are able to intervene and prevent any individuals from trespassing onto Sun Lake's property. So kudos to all the district delegates that have made it a point to reach out to your residents to let them know it is okay to call security to report anything that they see suspicious. You see something, say something. I can't encourage to use that as much as possible here at Sun Lake. So I'm grateful that the message has been passed along to all those delegates. Continue doing what you're doing. We want to continue getting calls so that we can maintain the safety here at Sun Lakes. Trespassing, we had a total of 5 trespassing cases that were confirmed on this cycle. Spread across multiple days and shifts. These include unauthorized access attempts into restricted areas that are non-residents entering the property without authorization. Most cases occurred during overnight hours and were all resolved by removing the individuals without further escalation. As the seasonal activity increases, we anticipate this category to remain steady and potentially rise, but we will be prepared moving forward in case that does happen. Observations overall, the trend this month shows that severe incidents are concentrated during overnight hours, the hours of 9 to 5 a.m. Suspicious activity and trespassing continue to drive majority of our calls, while confrontations remain a consistent challenge for officers. Importantly, the relatively low number of police calls demonstrates that the team's ability to resolve most situations are internally. Security actions and improvements. Well, our de-escalation and conflict resolution training remains a standing priority for all of my officers. Patrol visibility has been increased in several areas of the community, most often linked to suspicious activity. For those district delegates that feel that we should patrol certain areas due to suspicious activity, don't hesitate, give me a call. I'll be more than happy to put an officer out in certain sections of your districts, and we'll be more than happy to report and follow up with those that are reporting to let you guys know what we are observing and reporting during those areas, during those times of day. Residence Corporation continues to play a critical role. Timely calls and reports allow security to respond before the issue escalates. In closing, the incidents logged over the past month reflect both the challenges we face and the proactive work of our security team to maintain a safe environment. While suspicious activity and trespassing remain frequent, each event has been addressed quickly and professionally. Moving forward, we remain focused on prevention, presence, and communication. By strengthening the partnerships between residents and security, we ensure not only a quick response, but also a safer and more connected community for everybody. That's my time. I appreciate everybody, and thank you so much.
Jason.
That completes our reports.
Executive session actions.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon, everyone. This report will give the community an update on actions that were taken by the board at their executive session meetings that were held on August 13th, August 20th, and August 27th, at which time litigation, member discipline, formation of contracts, and personnel matters were discussed. With member matters, the board approved the House accounts receivable as of July 31st, as well as the assessment accounts receivable as of July 31st, 2025. The board approved the delinquency report. The board reviewed 2 requests for a fee waiver. The board reviewed 1 request for a parking variance. The board reviewed a request for a payment plan. The board reviewed 4 requests for golf refunds. The board reviewed a few letters from members. With legal, the board reviewed and approved the executive session minutes from July 29th and August 16th. The board received several updates from legal counsel, and the board approved to send the following to the collections attorney to begin the foreclosure process. And that's on APN 440-150-016, APN 419-410-021, APN 419-320-045, and APN 440-088-001. With formation of contracts, the board received updates from the management company on several items and discussed the progress on a number of projects. The board received and discussed the first draft of the 2026 budget. The board met with CCL. The board finalized all agreements with CCL. The board met with representatives from Brown & Brown Insurance. The board approved to move to Brown & Brown Insurance as our insurance broker on record. The board received and filed the project activity report as well as the investment activity report. The board approved the replacement of the bingo calling machine. The board reviewed proposals and approved the replacement of the front entrance doors with automatic accordion doors with a wood-clad finish, and this will be funded by the Repair and Replacement Fund. The board received bids for the possible conversion of Cheers Bar. The board approved the replacement of a broken fountain on the executive course, and this is to be funded from the Repair and Replacement Fund. The board reviewed and approved the name for the new dog park. And finally, the board reviewed and approved the July to August narrative and analytic from Securitas, and both of these will be put on the website just as Mike mentioned earlier. And that completes the executive section actions.
Thank you, Jason. Sub-associations. Do we have anybody here from the sub-associations? Okay. District delegate.
Hello, residents, Channel 97, delegates, and board members. My name is Carly Beeks, and I'm the delegate for District 14, and I'm also standing in for our chairperson, Kel Morton. I would like to express my gratitude to the residents of Sun Lakes for participating in our survey, and if you have not submitted your survey, please do so by Saturday, the 30th. After consulting with several delegates regarding the survey, the most prevalent comments were regarding the parking situation here in Sun Lakes. Residents are not parking within their garages between midnight and 6 a.m. Some vehicles have been parked on driveways for days or even months without ever being moved. And given that this is an HOA, it is both responsible and expected that such policies be applied consistently and fairly. Our CC&Rs is the roadmap to the success of Sun Lakes. Thank you.
Thank you, Carly. City of Banning, do we have a representative here? No. Gary, Treasurer's report.
Thanks, Joe. Gary Burkle, Sun Lakes Treasurer. Thank you all for being here. My report is on the July 2025 financial statements. Can you go to slide 2, Jason? This is just our operating fund sort of overview of the activity in July. We actually had a loss of $196,426 in July. For some reason, July is sort of a challenging month because I looked back at July of last year, and last year we actually had a loss of $276,000. There were repair expenses that incurred in July, and water bill was larger in July as it's a very dry month, and things sort of slowed down in general for food and beverage and for golf in July. But at the end of July, our cash in the operating fund was $2,764,000, $137. So our cash position is fairly strong. Obviously, a lot of that came from the incentive fee that we received in connection with the Spectrum contract. I also, on the top line here, I missed this, we still, year-to-date, have a surplus of $205,000. So we're still doing better than budget in a lot of areas. Our outstanding bills are still higher than I would like because, compared to cash, they're still fairly high. At the end of, that should say July, at the end of July, our outstanding bills were $1,867,239. But when you count cash and receivables, our cash and receivables exceed our outstanding bills by $1,669,000. At the end of July, we owed First Service $518,000. The next slide, number 3, and I apologize here because I see that this kind of got cut off. I made the slide a little bigger than what fitted on the screen, so I'll explain the numbers at the bottom. But we're obviously, if you look at the top line, in July we collected $1,086,683, and those are your dues. That's part of your dues. The rest of the dues go into the repair and replacement fund, and that's an additional, I believe, $194,000 a month. But you can see that obviously we're pretty good at budgeting that because we're within $80 of the annual budget. And if you go down here, these are all our departmental expenses, utilities. Utilities is the only one that's really majorly over budget, and that's because of a timing issue that I believe will come back in line. But basically, the budget for the Spectrum monthly bill, we budgeted a lower monthly amount because we thought we'd have that contract in place sooner than we ended up getting in place. But we're out with the $1.6 million bonus we received. This is going to come back in line. So as you go down the line here, you can see that the HOA income for July, after the total expenses of $1,020,000, the income before golf and before food and beverage was $139,000. That's a little lower than it was in June, so it was kind of a slowed down month in terms of income, because in June of 2025, our HOA income was around $250,000, so it's somewhat less. You can see there golf operations had a loss for the month of $181,973, and year-to-date $766,000, but that's still within budget. So golf has remained within budget, even though the operation showed a little bit bigger loss in July than it did in June. So we're still within budget. The problem area continues as it has been historically. The number you can't read there for food and beverage, we had a loss of $154,357. Can you go to the next page, Jason, page 4? So I want to show the details here for food and beverage. So these are July details. You can see there the budget was $180,000 of revenue. Our actual revenue was $119,000. So all of these areas, costs, food costs, alcohol costs, which are product costs, were not within budget, and that obviously reflects in our margin. So we budgeted a gross margin of $122,000, and our gross margin was only $49,000. So obviously, this is an issue that is very unexpected in some ways. I mean, CCL is new, and you got to remember the year-to-date numbers are a combination of the first 3 months with First Service and the next 4 months through July of CCL. So it's a combined loss. But obviously, you can see from the July activity that's way higher than expected. So we're working with CCL. They're putting in place new programs. They're going to be looking at more catering services and potentially delivery service. They're reinstituting over the next few months the house accounts, which people seem to appreciate. So anyway, that's, can we go then to slide 5, Jason? As you can see here, we're still doing better, way better than this is year to date through July for the last 3 years. So we're behind 2023, but we're way ahead of where we were last year, because last year through July, we actually had a loss of 171,000. And as I said, we now have a surplus through July of this year of 205. Next slide, Jason, 6. This is just a graphic to show how our cash and receivables compared to bills. It's a graphic, and as you can see, we received the incentive payment from Spectrum in June, which basically turned our ratio to a very positive ratio. So our cash and receivables are 1.75, as you can see there, compared to the outstanding bills. But there is a slight deterioration in July because of the financial performance in July. Next slide, Jason. This is just the repair and replacement fund. All of the things I've been talking about so far are our operating fund. The repair and replacement fund is a restricted fund only for what it says there, repair or replacement of existing assets that we already own. So we put $194,150 in that in July. Year to date, $1.3 million. We've had reserve replenishment income, somewhat lower than we expected, but that's really reflection of the house sales in the community, but that was $27,600 in July. Interest income of $21,000, expenditures of $79,000 in July, and expenditures year to date of $1,342,000, and we haven't spent, we have not spent as much as we've brought in, obviously, by $163,000 in July and $438,000. At the end of July, we had $12,605,000 in cash in the reserve fund. And then the other fund is the capital improvement fund, which is another restricted fund. Not much activity there. And at the end of July, we had $1,132,000 in that fund. The next slide, you probably won't be able to see. You can pull it up later on YouTube and look at it, but I have a whole list here of what was spent out of the repair and replacement fund through July. And if you go to the bottom, we've spent $1,342,000. Obviously, some of the bigger projects is we got a road project going on that'll be $600,000. But there's a ton of other projects that the board approves and money is spent out of the repair and replacement fund. The other bigger ones on the third page there, or page 11, $146,000 was spent on tree work in the golf course. But anyway, this is a whole long list, and I'm not going to go through all of it. But anyway, that's my report for July. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Javier with CCNL.
Hello. Oh, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Javier Sarmiento. I'm the General Manager for Food and Beverage for CCL. Just wanted to, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. Just a couple of announcements for us. One of them is just a reminder in regards to to join our mailing list. It's available through the website, directly through the Sun Lake website. There's a link under food and beverage, and then you should be able to take you right into the and sign up for the mailing list, as well as the Sun Lake's app as well. That also gives you the access to be able to sign up for our mailing list. Second or third, actually, we have Chef Jet Tila, which is going to be the event on September 3rd. Just a reminder that we still have tickets available for that event, and that will be the 2 o'clock option or the 4:45 option. You're welcome to come to the sandwich and purchase the tickets, and you can give me a call directly to my office, and I'll be happy to help you with that as well. Fourth, we have having Monday Night Football in the sandwich on Mondays and opening at 4 p.m. And closing at 9 p.m. If the game is later in the night, then we will keep it open later until the game ends, pending obviously on the flow of volume that we have. So we have specials going on for that evening, and we'll be having drink specials as well as food specials. The chef came up with a new Monday Night Football menu that has various items on there, from spinach artichoke dip, 7-layer dip, pepperoni pizza, nuts, bread nuts, loaded potato skins, and wings, among other things. So lots of good selections as far as items. And then we have some draft beer specials, as well as pitchers of beer and buckets of beer. So, again, don't forget to come and join us for those events. We'll be trying that out again starting September 8th in the sandwich. We also have, based on popular demand, we have prime rib extension of prime rib night. We started prime rib in the month of August, and it has gone extremely well. We started with 36 orders on the first day that we actually launched it. The following week, we did 56 orders, and then this past Thursday, we were at 75 orders just of prime rib itself. So that is a great dish. Please come and take advantage of that. We did over 100 covers in the restaurant on last Thursday. It was extremely busy, but thank you for your support on that. So definitely we're going to be extending that for the month of September. So please come and take advantage of that. And then don't forget that we have our weekly specials that we will be announcing through the different websites that we have. Again, from the catch as well as the different items throughout the week. Chef Lala, who is our new executive chef, she has come up with great different items throughout the week. We have catches, or we have a wrap for the month of September. Every week we'll have a different wrap available and different sandwiches that we will have. So just come and join us.
Thank you, Javier.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. Bingo Advisory Committee. Anybody from Bingo here? Common Area Advisory. EPAP. FAC Committee. Golf Advisory Committee.
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Callahan, Chairman of the Golf Advisory Committee. Outside of our normal quarterly report, I was asked to comment regarding news reports that some residents may have seen that links Parkinson's disease with living near a golf course. Before retiring to Sun Lakes, I worked for 30 years at Pfizer Pharmaceuticals as a neuroscientist studying neurodegenerative diseases. The 12-page actual article that the news reports referenced was published in the Journal of American Medical Association and contains the methods, statistical analysis, observation, and references of this study. This was a retrospective study of data from the 1991 to 2015 Rochester epidemiological study of subjects from a region that comprised areas of Wisconsin and Minnesota. The findings linked Parkinson's disease with water surface areas within 1 to 3 miles of a golf course and vulnerable groundwater regions, mainly shallow private wells under 100 feet. The groundwater in Banning is at a depth between 330 and 630 feet, according to the State Water Resources Control Board. The news reports most residents saw were written by freelance journalists and appeared in online newswires and social media. The newswire article was provocatively written with the intention of attracting eyeballs and clicks. While the targeted analysis of the actual scientific article was new, the findings showing the link between phosphate pesticides and Parkinson's was not. The link of Parkinson's with organophosphates first emerged from observation in the 1980s, and over the past 40 years, most of these pesticides, which includes DDT, have been banned. After careful review of the data, my take-home message is that drinking tap water in Sun Lakes is not going to increase your risk of Parkinson's disease.
Thank you very, very, very much. Appreciate that. Library Advisory Committee. Lifestyles. Marketing. You got the new one. Cool.
Thank you.
That's where I want to live.
Good afternoon, everyone. Michelle Walter, Marketing Committee. I just passed out to the Master Board our real estate brochure that was approved, and I gave one to each of the board members, and it's right here. You don't get one because you already live here, but they're absolutely beautiful. Hernan did a fantastic job, and our marketing committee all agreed and everything, so it's a beautiful brochure. Those are going to go to all the real estate agents, so we will go ahead and hand them out to different real estate agents here in the community and outside in Banning and Beaumont, going to Yucaipa and Calamasa. So the marketing committee will take care of that. As Carly said, the surveys are coming in slowly but surely. We will have the calculations around the September 1st. Dave Miller is the one that is putting all the calculations together for us. So David, you're going to have that pretty soon for us, I hope. Let's see. Oh, I already had said that Mark Birchfield, what he wrote up about his team. And again, this staff is more than deserving of this recognition. Don't forget there are slips of paper in the lobby, restaurant, lounge, and sandwich for residents to fill out to select an employee who they feel should be recognized for their job performance. Anyone can be nominated for this category. The pro shop, monitors, maintenance, restaurant staff, and administration. Some administration. Chris does not get one. Our next welcome home is October 16th at 5 o'clock in the ballroom. And I'm just going to tell you these stats real quick. The following are the stats for the home sales in Sun Lakes from August 1st to August 26th. Active or coming soon, 65. 9 condos, prices from $299 to $375. 56 homes, prices from $315 to $554,900. In escrow right now, 2 condos from $299,500 to $359. 11 homes, prices from $299 to $459. I didn't even know you could buy a home here in Sun Lakes for $299,000. Anyway, that's pretty good. Closed escrows, 18. 14 homes, prices from $330 to $445. 4 condos, prices from $290 to $335. So if you take our 2310 times 18, Gary, that's $41,580, depending if they were all new home buyers. So I wanted to let you know, Jason asked me for a couple of these quotes. So I'm going to tell you, in 2023, there were 241 homes that were closed. In 2024, 174 homes closed. So far in 2025, 127 homes have closed. So if you take the 2310 times 127, that's $293,370 that has gone into our replacement fund if they were all new home buyers. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Master Architectural Committee. Recreation Advisory Committee. RV Storage.
David Puckett, Chair for the RV storage area. Not reading a quarterly report, but there's a couple of things that I'd like to mention. It looks like that at the end of the year, we'll have some vacancies in the RV committee. So if anybody's interested in being part of the committee, you need to fill out a volunteer form in the administration office, and please do that by October 1st. And then the second thing I'd like to report, I got to go into my sales pitch here, that we have 6 vacancies in the RV lot, and anybody interested in a spot, now's the time to get one. And you need to see Julie Jacobson in the administration office. Last year, in all 2024, we were 100% full. So now's the time to get one if you want one. Anyway, that's all I have to say.
Thank you, David. Restaurant and Lounge Committee. Safety Advisory.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Voles. I'm chairman of the Safety Advisory Committee, and I have a short but important report to share with you. There's still issues regarding unsafe golf cart operation, including drivers ignoring stop signs and nearly colliding with pedestrians. While golf carts are a common and convenient method of transportation here in Sun Lakes, they are not exempt from basic traffic laws and safety expectations. The same laws that apply to full-size vehicles also apply to golf carts. So please remember, all stop signs and right-of-way rules apply to golf carts. Pedestrians always have the right-of-way. Carts should not exceed safe speeds, particularly in high pedestrian zones or near intersections. Distracted driving, yes, it can happen in golf carts, is equally as dangerous as in a full-sized vehicle. Full-size vehicles have the right-of-way at all golf cart crossings. There have been many close calls at these crossings, so golfers, please pay attention and stop before crossing the street on the way to your next hole. And that's all I have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Jason, we have the consent agenda.
Okay, on the next item is the consent agenda. There are a couple of items that are on there. I'm going to briefly go over those items as well as read the resolution to record lien. So on the consent agenda, the board has the July 23rd, 2025 open session minutes to approve. There is a resolution to record liens on delinquent homes. There's a financial statement receive and file for the July 2025 board packet. There is some resignations from the delegate assembly. Those are Loretta Cresser and Saucy Hyatt. And finally, we have a resignation from committee. We have the Recreation Advisory Committee, Bobby Kramer, and Tim McNevin resigning as well for the board to approve. I'm sorry, but that was for the safety. Okay, whoops, I did miss that, didn't I? No, I got it, okay. So for the open session resolution to record liens, we have the following items for the board to approve, and these are the account numbers for the delinquent homes. Account 0159-01, 0880-02, 1546-01, 1862-02, 1893-04, 2337-01, 2665-01, 2722-02, 2959-03, and finally 3179-01. Those are the items on the board's consent agenda for approval.
Motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second, please. All in favor?
Aye.
So we're now with resignations.
No, we're now on to item 6, association business. The first item for the board to consider is the advisory committee appointment at Golf Advisory. Mr. Mike Callahan has requested the board appoint the following members, Don Fleming and Sandy Howell, to be on the GAC with effective term dates ending 12/31/2026.
I make a motion, we accept the golf chair's recommendation for new members.
Second, please.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next on the board's agenda for business is the advisory committee appointments to marketing. We have in your packet, Chairperson Michelle Walter has requested the board appoint Carly Beeks to the Marketing Advisory Committee with a term ending date of 12/31/2026.
Motion to approve.
I make a motion that Charlie Beeks be appointed to the Marketing Advisory Committee.
Second, please.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next on the board's action items are advisory committee appointment to the Safety Advisory Committee. Mr. Michael Voles has requested the board appoint the following member to the committee: Mustafa Jamshidi, I apologize. The term ending date of 12/31/2026 is on the board's authority to appoint, if so moved.
May I get a motion, please? Safety. Second,
I'll
please.
second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next item on the board's action items are a recommendation from the Recreation Advisory Committee. Management received a request from committee chairperson Gloria Peña asking the board to approve the addition of handicap parking spaces. This request includes painting a few additional spaces near the paddle tennis courts at the main clubhouse and one space near the pool and dog park at the north clubhouse. That is on the agenda for the board to review, approve, make direction.
Any discussion?
Do we need a motion before we discuss?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I make a motion the matter be tabled and referred to the Safety Committee for research and recommendation.
Second? Now we can open it. Well, we're gonna send it over
Yeah,
to
so
safety.
the discussion now is that I think this is really the purview of the Safety Committee and not the purview of Recreation. I'm appreciating probably it's parking related to recreation events, but I think it's something that should be reviewed by the Safety Committee.
I agree. Gary, you have anything on that?
No, I agree with Sam.
Yeah, this needs to be taken care of properly and seriously, so let's go ahead and send it to them and
There you go,
get
Mike.
back to us.
Well, if there's any member comments as well at this time, if the board wishes.
Any member comments on us tabling this and sending this to the Safety Committee for further review? Okay.
Okay.
Well, we have a motion to table that, so.
Yeah.
All in
So then
favor?
we need to vote. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next on the action items for the board is a Marketing Advisory Committee request. Manager received a request from the chair of the Marketing Advisory Committee, Michelle Walter, seeking board approval for a change to the committee's charter. The proposed change would expand the committee's membership from 7 to 9 members. The board consideration is requested on an action to take action, direct staff, etc.
A motion to, anybody?
Make a motion that we approve the marketing committee members to 9.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Wait,
Go
I would
ahead.
like to hear a little bit more from the chairman of the marketing committee about why the additional members and what some of your changes are, or highlight the changes in your charter that would motivate it, that's all.
And any member comments?
And any member comments?
So we're kind of short-staffed right now, and we'd like to make sure that we have the most appropriate people for the marketing. And so with Carly being approved, we actually have 8 on there right now, so I'm asking to have it to 9. And so we have Bonnie Seaver, who is, she's not a member at large, but she's not always coming to all the meetings because she's a real estate agent. She's the one that gets me all the stats. And so she's not always able to make it, but she always has input. So we wanted to have an extra person, and we don't want to have just 8. We would like to have 9 as, when you vote.
Okay. And can you highlight the changes, because you've submitted the charter as well? Is that the only change, or are there other responsibilities or projects?
I think there's might be one other change, but that's the main change. And I think, I'm sorry, I don't have the charter in front of me because I wasn't asking about the charter. I was asking about increasing ours from 7 to 9. I wasn't asking for the approval of the charter.
So with that, there would be a change to the charter, so it would have to be approval of the charter with the change,
Yes.
and that's why the charter is attached to it.
Right.
Because it is actually, the charter states up to 7.
Correct.
But it can be expanded. So that's, Michelle, that's why the charter is being changed.
Okay,
So-
it's not because there's updates
No,
to
it's
do
just,
these
it has to be changed because of the
responsibilities or
wording.
goals.
There may
No.
be one other word in there.
I think it went from shall to may as
Yes.
far as
Right,
removing
yes.
a member from missing meetings. Instead of
Correct.
saying shall be
Shall
removed, it's
instead
may
of
be removed
may.
based on the committee members.
Correct.
Any other questions?
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Next action item for the board to consider is a request from the Playhouse Group. Manager received a request from the president of the Sun Lakes Playhouse Group, Mary Flynn, to install banners at the main gates 1 and 2 for upcoming events. The events are Miss Magnolia Senior Citizen Beauty Pageant. That is scheduled for the end of October 2025. The group requests banners be installed after the Follies. The second item is Travel Club Capers 2, scheduled for the first weekend in March 2026. The group requests banners be installed in February 2026. Board authorization is needed for management to install these banners at the designated times from the group.
Can I get a motion to approve this, please?
I make a motion to approve the requested banners for the 2 Sun Lakes Playhouse events occurring this year and in 2026.
I'll second that.
I think,
He beat you to it. All in favor?
Aye.
Excellent. The next item is a rule change regarding dog park. I will be doing a presentation regarding this. So Jason's going to pull that up and hold the sun there for the new NFL season. Or actually, it's behold, we have a new dog park coming. But we are excited about the NFL season. So let's start off with the presentation. So we're going to give you an update, a kind of a overview, rules, application process, the required documents that you need to bring, as well as the next steps. So for the rules, let's begin. This is a new amenity. There are several sets of new rules that are included in the pack, and I believe Tammy made 1,000 copies in the back for everyone to see. A lot of dogs out there. These rules are in the board packet for the board to approve, and this is in essence what they're doing. They're approving this packet, which was a copy back there, to basically what are the governing rules, what's the process that we need. That needs to be approved by the board. It is a 28-day reading as required by the civil code. And once approved, we will post these on the website. There'll also be some temporary signage that is placed at the dog park, so members can read that. But this is also online. There's also, we will have some in administration for you. So these are the rules for the board to approve. Now let's talk about the application process. The application can be found again on the website, in the administration office as well, and members will need to complete this in order to get the code for the dog park, but it's also to make sure we have the required information, what dog, who's the dog belong to. We're going to ask that the members review the rules so they understand it. The member is going to be asked to complete and sign a liability waiver. That is in this packet as well. It's a little packet for you, a waiver. They're also going to request that all required documents be submitted to the administration when you come in. So the reason we're talking about it tonight The reason that you're going to find this in administration, why you're going to find it on the main website, is because we want to make sure you have the documents needed before you come down. Because we don't want you to take the time, come down in a golf cart, and have to go back home and get the documents. And so let me talk about a couple of the documents that we're going to need, Jason. Next one is the veterinarian certificate or certificates. And they must be submitted with the aforementioned documents. So we have to have the core vaccinations, the initial series of parvo, distemper, rabies. The boosters for the rabies are required by California law, or rabies titers in lieu of vaccination. This is kind of a blood thing. If you want to get into biology, does the dog's blood fight the rabies or whatever? There's a certificate that's required for that. So if you don't have the booster shot records, this is also another avenue that will be accepted. Bordetella, the initial and boosters as scheduled, we'll need proof of that. Spay or neuter status. Your veterinarian can provide a single printout with all the required information, and please ensure that the document includes the expiration dates for all vaccinations and teeters. Next, provide a current photograph of each dog. So if you've got 5 dogs up there, that is going to be fun at the dog park, but we need a picture of that, of your dog. Next, we're going to need provide the City of Banning license and tag certificate. All dogs using this dog park must have a copy of their City of Banning licensing documents on file and must wear the City of Banning tag on their collar or vest while in the facility. Now, I know this is hard. Some people don't register the dogs with the cities. And so we are going to need this. The dog does require a license tag certificate from the City of Banning. Next slide. An important part here, you'll also need to provide a certificate of personal liability insurance for the registered dog owner. So here you're going to contact your insurance carrier to confirm that your policy does not exclude canines for your specific breed. Rottweilers, Doberman Pinschers are some. Request a certificate of liability insurance that specifies coverage for dogs. The policy's name must match the signature on the application. This is a key part as well. We do need this document as well to allow you to enter into the dog park facility. Next, a payment of $25. That's an annual fee that you'll pay for use of the dog park. It's the fee to assist in covering the cost for care, the administrative time, etc. This is an annual fee, so you'll pay it. You come in, you'll pay it for 2025. There'll be another fee that's due 2026. And then lastly, complete the waiver, the liability waiver form. So this form that you'll see, the packet, has already that information of documents needed, kind of what I went over. The application is there, the waiver, etc. I think what may be a problem is making sure members have their dog license from the city and that insurance piece that you're going to have to get from your insurance that is covering the dogs. Okay, so let's go to next steps. So now we're here to talk about the approval of the rules that have been provided in the back, the board has in their packet. Now beginning tomorrow, because I know a lot of members are excited about coming in and registering and using that dog facility. So they can come to administration beginning tomorrow, on Friday, remember we're closed Monday for the holiday, and Tuesday and Wednesday. Chelsea, who is usually sitting up here, will be in the administration office at the pocket office right in front to handle your application process, to get you going. Because we know you're very excited. It's been a long time coming for a dog park. Now that we have it, members, we assume members are going to be very excited and coming in. So, beginning tomorrow, get all your documents together. You can come down. Chelsea will be there all day, except for lunch, remember, 12 to 1. But between 8 and 5, except 12 and 1, Chelsea will be there, and she can assist you with this application, getting you signed up. Now, if there's a lot of people, please be patient. It's only one Chelsea, and she's going to be helping with this. Now, the dog park will open on September 2nd. It's a soft opening. This is making sure the water station's running good, gates working fine, people understand the rules. And so that is the next step. There will be a soft opening on September 2nd. The next step after that is on the September 24th open session is a final approval of these rules. Once these are finalized, everything's in stone, then we move forward. But members will begin to be able to use the dog park after they've signed up, completed their information, paid their fee, beginning on September 2nd. Now, later to the future period, we'll have a grand opening, balloons, doggy biscuits, what have you. We'll have that. But right now, we want the members to start utilizing their dog park, your dog park, September 2nd. So with that, the next slide, because I have a cute one. Yeah, there we go. So enjoy safe and fun times with your dogs in your community. This is your new dog park, and I think the board, during their comments, will talk about what we're going to name the dog park. But that, back to the board agenda, that is on your agenda to approve the rules. The packet, as I've provided, the packet, as I've explained to the community. Once you approve it, we can start taking action tomorrow, and then we'll see you in September open session to finalize this.
May I get a motion to approve the rules, please?
I make a motion to approve the dog park rules and the registration packet as presented by management.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Oh, well,
Aye.
member comments.
Oh, I'm sorry, member comments on the dog park. I apologize. I'm the new kid on the block, so I make a mistake. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have one thing I'd like to go out of order on, please. Chris, I'd like you to announce the name of the dog park.
What is the name? What was the final?
Somebody better have written it down. I mean,
Bark and Rec.
Barks and Rec. I apologize.
Barks and Rec.
Barks and Rec will be the new name, and the winner will receive a $100 gift card. I forgot the gentleman's name, but we will announce it. You'll see it on the website. I do apologize.
Mr. Rick Brua.
Thank you. $100 to you for naming the new dog park. We'll have signage made as well for that. Some benches, that should all be completed in time for that soft opening. Well, the bench, I'm not sure, but the water station and everything. Very excited.
Fantastic, thank you. Barks and Rec. Like Barks and Rec, but Barks and Rec.
Barks and Rec. And next is the, Mr. President, board projects and activities that the board may have. Any updates, items 1 through 12 on your agenda. And then lastly, board member comments after that.
So we've kind of went over most of this today. The dog park was a collaboration of everybody, and I think we've kind of pretty thoroughly gone through that. Gary, do you want to comment on our workshop that we've been working on with the budget? Is there any highlights you'd like to share? Or?
Well, I just like to say we're early in the process. We will have a town hall on the budget. If you want to be more involved with that, I suggest you fill out an application to join the Financial Advisory Committee. They're key in that process, but from the board standpoint, we've gotten the first draft of the budget. Our goal is sort of, as Chris mentioned in our meeting this morning, zero-based budgeting. So we look at everything and try to justify any sort of increase in any of the costs. Obviously, the challenge is that we've had some inflation, things like return on investments. We've heard word from the Federal Reserve that they may lower interest rates, so our investments may not perform as well as they have been. But the goal is to maintain our amenities and at the same time keep the HOA reasonable. So that's the goal. You'll hear a lot more about the budget in the next month or so.
Thank you. Okay, Tower Clock, we start construction this Saturday. Mark Schleiden is putting this whole project together. The first order of bricks has gone in for over 100. I think we're up around 115 right now. We're going to continue to sell. And we're on track to open December 1st. Insurance, we discussed that a little bit today. We signed a letter of intent with Brown & Brown Insurance Company. They're number 4 in the world, and they're going to be working real hard to keep our rates down. Something that I'm going to ask Director Walters, Vice President Walters, to work on with me. I met last week with FSR and CCL in a joint session. We have a mutual agreement that the three of us will do whatever it takes to make and help CCL be successful for the residents at Sun Lake. So they're going to meet monthly now and be coordinated together to provide the best services they can for the resident. The reserve study software, Sandra, do you have anything you'd like to bring up on that, or we're getting close, I know?
Yeah, Chris provided an update on the Smart Properties software in his presentation. So we are waiting to get the final analysis. I know I gave an update last week about some of the just structural efficiencies I think we've got and how that's going to be organized. But I want to say one of the benefits, and Chris touched on this, is, for instance, some of the things we've needed to undertake have come earlier this year than they would have appeared in our scheduled reserve study. But this software makes it easy for us to review on a regular basis what we have already spent money on, what remains outstanding, and are we going to get to that this year? And if we need to spend this year, for instance, the men's restroom was not on the schedule for 2025, what are we not going to do this year so that we stay on budget? So opposed to trying to plow through this in paper, make new copies in Excel, we're going to have software that we can pull up and on a regular basis through the board meetings, review where we are with reserves and be able to make a presentation to you guys on major projects. So Gary has listed again, and we have access to the line items that we've spent money on. The next step is to be able to compare those to the things we had targeted to do this year, or whether we're needing to pull things forward. So those are some of the benefits that I'm looking forward to, and you know, but that's all in the hands of Chris and Jason to implement. So.
Okay, thank
Joe,
you.
could I mention one thing that I forgot to mention in the treasurer's report? And I can tell you, it's an area that I'm a little frustrated with, but we're moving forward with CCL to provide more financial information. They've created their own website now, so they have a dining website, and they will be putting their financial statements, particularly their profit and loss statements, up on the website. The one challenge, and I'm not sure everybody understands this, and that is that the way CCL operates, or the way their contract is written, they operate as a separate contracted business, whereas in the past, First Service operated as an agent of Sun Lake. So everything that First Service did was done in the name of Sun Lakes, all of the bank account, all the financial activity. That's not the way CCL operates. Obviously, the contract calls for us to be able to audit their numbers and to get supporting documentation, but the reporting transition has been a bit of a challenge, because another issue that came up in the process of moving to the contract with CCL is getting the approval from the ABC on how purchases of alcohol were going to be handled by our liquor license. So we had an initial proposed agreement which the ABC didn't approve. So we had to redo the agreement, make it into a different form that we felt the ABC would agree with, and we believe they will, and we've executed a new agreement. But the point is, we will be providing more financial information, and I apologize for that being sort of late.
It's a work in progress, I mean, and we're getting closer. We're close. Advisory Committee Communication Protocol, I'm going to ask Mary Jo to jump on board with me on this one. She doesn't probably know what that is just yet, but well, you do know. We talked about that. So we're creating a new communication program on how we're going to communicate moving forward with all advisory groups, and there'll be more on that. But next month we're going to start it and see how it goes and see if it's more effective. We're going to get the chairman of all these committees together in a room at one time, and they'll report to us on what they're working on, and that way I think the community we'll have a better understanding of what each other's doing versus just having these one-off meetings and there's no communication between the organizations. And we feel that we want to try this. It possibly could help us be better as a group. With regards to bingo protocol, there's going to be a change in bingo protocol. Jason and I are going to meet with the group that runs bingo on the 9th. Alcohol is no longer going to be allowed in this building, period. It's not going to happen. We're not going to jeopardize our alcohol license for a few people that decide that it's necessary to bring in alcohol. So there's going to be a no protocol with security on staff in place. When we agreed to the new bingo machine, which is in excess of $10,000, was with the caveat that we were going to control food and beverage in this building and do what's right for the residents. Cheers Bar proposal tomorrow, as you well know, at 2 o'clock. There's a town hall meeting. Bob, is there anything extra you wanted to say on that?
Not much, other than last year we had put out a request for different ideas, revenue enhancing ideas, when we were working on this year's budget. And one of them had to do with someone suggested that we do something with that Cheers Bar. We rent it out and use it, to stimulate or get some revenue from it. So that board unanimously approved, and this board has also unanimously approved the idea of bringing in a professional company of some sort that would be appropriate there and also bring us a lot of revenue. So we did a little research. We checked with our attorney and looked at other communities, and the one that brings in the most was a real estate company. We looked around. There was a half a dozen other companies, and they're bringing in, $200,000-300,000. I think for us it would probably be more like $100,000 or $200,000, depending upon the amount of sales and the price of our homes. So we developed an RFP, sent it out. We had 4 companies interested, 3 have responded, and we wanted to bring it up and discuss it we haven't made any decision, of course. We wanted to discuss it and get input from membership here, because it's really going to, if we do accept it, it'll really help us long term, not only having that professional organization there, but bringing in a lot of revenue year in and year out to our community, which will help keep, maintain lower HOA fees, and that's important. When I first moved here, the fees were $149, and some of the people that lived here longer than we have, it was around, $50. Well, it's difficult for them to make $400 and $500 monthly HOA fees, and so we're making efforts to try to keep that at an acceptable, affordable level. So that's what it's all about, and no decision has been made, but we do need your input and advice on that. So we will have a town hall tomorrow at 2 o'clock in here. And if you can't make it, please contact us. Call us, email us, write us, let us know what your opinions are on that particular matter. Thank you.
Okay. Sandra, anything you want to talk about?
Are you going to update on the license plate readers?
Oh, that's me next. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay, so
you're next.
We have the hard cost figured out with estimates. Last week I spent 4 hours with the installer, so in the next week or so we should have those costs, and then I'll report back to you with the final cost to change out the gates. In lieu of what's been taking place over in the North Clubhouse, the original quote I received on the fence line security system was in excess of $1 million. It's just not possible. But in lieu of what happened last week, we're going out to the second installer that came out and ask him for a second quote on the north side. I think we should prioritize that and discuss it as a community to protect that north side from breaches in the fence line. So I put that in motion this morning. So that's where we're at with that program right now. Sandra?
Okay. As Joe has announced before, this board intends to go out to bid on major contracts. And so one of the early ones is for the overall management contract, and so that's the HOA operations, golf operations, and food and beverage. Now, of course, we have just brought in CCL as a food and beverage management, But as fiduciaries to this community, it behooves us to be sure we are aware of what opportunities exist, and to be sure we have the best service and financial position for the community. FSR has been here since 2019, so that's 6 years that we have not been out to bid for the HOA. So the RFP is ready. The board approved that this morning. That will go out first thing tomorrow morning. We have 9 companies, and of course FSR is a part of that process. So that process will roll out here over the next couple of months. There's a team of us. Mary Jo and I are working together along with a couple of members from the community as well. So we're a team of 4. So there'll be more updates on that as the process progresses.
And that RFP will be on our website for the
Yes, and the
residents to
RFP will be posted on the website. Once we have sent that out, it'll go out electronically, and then it will get posted up on the website so everyone can see. Really looking for, additional, asking about technology resources, corporate resources. There are companies out there who run these private clubs of golf and tennis and, playing surfaces and dining. So there's an array of, different organizations that handle these activities, and this will give us some idea of what might best serve Sun Lakes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go right into closing statements. Mary Jo, do you have something that you'd like to say here at the end of the meeting? It's your first meeting, and
I know.
How was it?
It was okay.
Okay. What time did we start this morning? About 8-9 hours ago?
About 8:45. Yeah.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
This is my 3rd full day here as a board member.
You're not getting a raise.
Anyway, I think the rest of the board members and myself, thank you for your support, for your attendance here at the meetings. We are trying to do the very best we can for the community. Thank you.
Bob?
Yes, I'd like to welcome Mary Jo to our board, and I want to thank Joe for all of his efforts in facilitating the new dog park. It's been a long time coming, and he was very instrumental in getting that approved. Now, and I want to thank Bonnie Seaver. She's been very helpful to the board and to the marketing committee, providing information and data so we can see what the sales are and what the prices are. And, it's very important. That's one of the main things, is maintaining the value of our properties and making sure that the sales are appropriate, even though they've been going down a little bit in numbers. The numbers as far as the price of the homes are still maintained, and she's letting us know what's happening in that area, so I want to thank her. Now, tomorrow we're having our town hall at 2 o'clock here in the ballroom, so if you can, please attend. We will be listening to input from the community and from the other members that aren't attending. No decision has been made, contrary to the rumors. We did send out the RFPs so we could have something to look at and something to consider. But that's where we're at. And then on the budget session, we will have a open budget session like we do every year in September. It's going to be on the 25th, September 25th, 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock here in the main ballroom. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Sandra?
I just want to say that I want to thank Joe for stepping into the leadership role and really casting a great flavor to the board and the many things that we're accomplishing, and sort of your tireless efforts, Joe, and all of the board working together very hard. It's a very dynamic process this morning in all of the efforts. I want to say, as far as feedback to the board, we all have emails that are published in the Lifestyles magazine. We all have phone numbers. I get emails, we get emails, I get phone calls. So We can certainly think about additional resident feedback pathways, but you have district delegates who have a voice with the board. If and like I said, we can all be reached. So none of us intend to be unreachable or unresponsive. But of course, there's folks looking, always for something that accommodates them personally. I am compelled to offer sympathy for the stories that Wendy told this morning, and I'm dismayed to think we as residents are treating each other, with disrespect. As someone who's a full-time caregiver for my mother, who's now basically wheelchair-bound, there are a few things I wish could be upgraded in the community, and we're working through those. We've made some changes over the years, so. We are a 55-plus community, but I just want to encourage us, as hard as it was to kind of hear what she was saying, just encouraging all of us to try to understand who we are and what we might be struggling with, and that kindness and generosity and respectfulness will go a long way. So I think that's it for me.
Thank you. Gary?
I'd like to join Bob in welcoming Mary Jo to the board. As you may all know, Mary Jo was chair of the Finance Committee, and she'd be very helpful for me, having another sort of finance person on the board. So I'm looking forward to working together with her and all of us together. That's all.
Thanks, Gary. So I'm going to sum up our day today. I'm the new kid on the block, so I apologize if I'm not real smooth up here. But we work really, really hard together as a team. We really, really do. And I want everybody to know that the 5 people up here are really trying to work together. We're trying to work with CCL. We're trying to work with FSR. We have a lot of projects going on. We have 16 projects currently that we're working on as a team. We're into about a 9-hour day in the next 10 minutes. At some point today, we had a threat to be turned into the IRS and the threat of being sued. So I'm getting ready to take a 6-hour drive back to work up in Bishop. I came in last night for the meeting, but I just want to say this. Thank you all for attending. It's really important that as a community we work together and we're together when we make decisions. And just remember to be kind with one another. That lady touched my heart today. There's 2 sides to every story, but I want to hear more of hers. Okay? So thank you for coming, and this meeting is officially adjourned.
Thanks.